Hi, good day. This is Greg Gluss, City Manager, Lebanon, New Hampshire. Welcome to Lebanon in Depth. We're very happy that you can join us today. The Lebanon in Depth program is part of our total community engagement effort. It's an attempt to provide information directly to the members of the public about the city of Lebanon and do it in an in-depth way, so you kind of hear as much detail as you, as I think that you would like, and also opens doors up for your questions and concerns. Today I'm going to do a couple things. You know, we're in May, and it's great to be in the month of May. We are putting together, thanks to the leadership of the City Council, our move to the implementation of the 2013 work plan. This is a very important plan for all of you that live in Lebanon and people that come to Lebanon. It is all an outcome-based type of approach. We had two general planning sessions with our council and our department heads here in April. And out of that, we got a kind of reaffirmation of what the city's about and where it's going. I think one of the important things for all of us is that live here in Lebanon, that come to Lebanon, that we celebrate Lebanon. Lebanon is very deserved of celebration. And there's many things going on. There's many, there have been some very significant accomplishments by our city departments during the previous 12 months. And now, and that helps sets the stage toward our next line of work, which is to implement the outcomes that the council has set forth to serve this community and all the residents of the community, because we residents first is one of our critical elements. In terms of celebrating what has occurred during our time together the last 12 months, I think all of us in the city have looked at all the things going on in the city in review, and there's been many, many things going on. We want to build partnering in Lebanon with other jurisdictions. The Lebanon-Hanover IMA, which is an intermunicipal agreement, has been signed, and that's where we can get utility services, water and sewer up in the northwest part of our city in cooperation with Hanover. And through this agreement, which we worked out between the two jurisdictions through a bunch of really fine teamwork between the two teams, one from Hanover and one for Lebanon, and the town manager, Julie Griffith, and I from Hanover, and I from Lebanon, we led the effort with our fine public works departments, our respective ones, and some good planning effort went into this. And thanks to all those public works people that worked on it. That was a very important thing tonight. You know, we're in a survival year in 2013, and so we had some tough times. It's a very lean budget, but that's important as we try to be good stewards for everyone here. I think we're listening, and we want to listen more. We're listening to the businesses in our community. We're listening to the nonprofits in our community. We're listening to the individual residents of our community. They instituted walkabouts and looking at streetscaping, going door to door, walking down streets and meeting people on their lawns and having great discussions. Some good team leadership, again, from Public Works and planning and zoning and the city manager's office, all working together with our project engineers who we retain to do these projects. I think that's great. Watch that website of ours. Our website's a very interesting website. It's one of the most progressive websites, I think, in the country for a city the size of Lebanon. So keep an eye on the website and always take advantage of looking at the Lebanon City website. We've had a lot of really kind of neat things. We're right now, one of the neat things, of course, is we try to get people interested in the kind of rules and regulations that kind of follow the road here. Include one that was even as simple as dog licensing. Me, the owner of 3 dogs, I had to get 3 licenses. Although I got 1 free dog, I guess, because I turned 66. Well, I guess it's 65. I'm now 66. So I got a free dog this time. So I don't know how many more free dogs I get, but I don't know about that. City clerk knows all the rules, and they're a great group for information. They did this really neat kind of top dog contest. We're doing it again, by the way, in May. Check out the date, May 18th. We got a really some interesting sponsors, some people from the world of serving pets, and I think the Lebanon Feed and Supply Store has been one of the primary sponsors. That's where we're going to have the top dog presentation. We're also going to have a canine awareness. Our canine unit for our police is really excellent. Sometimes we talk about our special units in our police force, but always remember that the police force is all about serve and protect. It's the basic police services that make sure everyone is served. While we sometimes publicize a lot about our special units, but always the heart and guts of the police department is those patrol officers that are on the beat. They're in their cars. Those cars are really interesting cars. You ever pay attention to our police cars? I think they're very functional and very a very good use of our vehicle dollars, and they're there to serve and protect, and they're a constant reassurance to all of us. I think that people need to follow the rules, and that if there's a difficulty that it comes up in our community, our police officers are there. Not only are they community police officers, they are the traffic police officers that keep our traffic moving, and they care a great deal about the quality of their work. So that's a really marvelous thing. You know, financial stewardship's a tough deal when lean times. But our city assessors out there, our city assessors are always reviewing our properties to make sure that they have the correct ratio. Our assessment ratio right now is 101%. Indicating the city values and sales prices are within 1% of each other, which is right where they need to be in terms of accuracy. As we visited some 13 and 25 properties, our city assessor did, and people are seeing the validity of these assessments as the amount of appeals of assessments are going down. So there's only been 6 new appeals in the assessment area during these last 12 months. You know, the Lebanon airport has been a great deal of interest shown, and rightfully so. There's some real success stories out there. You know, the employments are up with the Cape Air flight. There's some developments in the relation to charter and flight services, general aviation services, some wonderful general aviation services provided there. I think you'll see more from our airport. We are in our next cycle of these outcomes going to do an airport master plan. And it's not just the one in the box. It's a kind of master plan that's comprehensive and extremely engaging in community. It will engage all sectors of our community, 360 degrees, and looking at the total picture, the total atmosphere of how that section of our community in that whole area, which is 12A and on up, the businesses, the airport park, the businesses near the airport, the businesses on the airport itself, all the functionality, but also the economic impact, the physical needs in terms of holding that together. And how's our future? What's the global look in terms of aviation? How does that serve us? How does it serve our public safety function? How does it serve our economic function? How does it serve our community? And what's the best way to do this business? And all the time it's going to be involving meeting and visiting and having conversations with every individual that has an interest in our community about the airport. We're going to try to get everybody involved. This whole area is a very important strategic point where we can have good discussions. I think the Planning and Zoning Office is really out there in terms of looking at some really interesting concepts. Of course, we adopted the master plan, which we're very proud of, and now we have the new zoning ordinance that passed. We're looking at all types of activities that are coming upon us, and you'll see them, and there'll be such things as mixed use and some really wonderful things. Our Public Works, you know, every year we complete a phase of our CSO project, which is a separation of water and sewer required to meet our environmental requirements from the federal EPA. Also, it's basically we're rebuilding the streetscape and infrastructure of our community. We are putting in the new approach with streetscaping and approaching the community and having walkabouts and engaging the community on how they would like their streets to go. Our recreational department is just hopping, and it has happened all year long, different seasons, different phases. We're right now getting very geared up for going out to the outdoor farmers market. That's a really important effort. You know, all those programs that are available are coming about. We're also looking at how we can all get involved from both private and nonprofit sectors with public sectors on doing a recreational program that's for health and wellness and physical activity and those important things that make a high quality of life. All of us are going to need to pull together to pull that off. And similarly, an example that's been leading the way has been our library system. We have one library and 2 facilities. Our trustees of our libraries and our foundation trustees, the foundation folks have been working together, and they're having a capital campaign. They're trying to raise money. The Kelton, which is a LEED certified, that means it's an environmentally sound building, really kind of a sparkly place, is being of service to you. We're going to try to see how much more service we can get from them, and part of that is gaining private money. I think we, library supporters like myself and my wife, we think that's a critical piece. Behind the scenes, our IT and information services folks are just doing some remarkable things. They're serving all our workstations. They're engaged in some very complex types of systems, including our public safety systems. We continue to support a wide range of different types of mission-critical types of endeavors with our technology. And watch that website. Just remember to watch that website. Our webmaster, Melanie Cooper, is working every day with Paula Mayville from my office and City Manager's office, and they are looking at doing some very, very different things, and more news will follow on that. We want you to engage that website. It becomes a great portal for all the citizens of Lebanon. Our human service program, we're in the midst of transition, looking at what our future would be, but it's all going to be about collaboration. It's all going to be about serving people in a fair and just way, and an equitable way, and basically the human heart as well as the human mind that we put to work so that there's nobody in our community that isn't properly understood as part of all of us. But for the grace of God go me or you or any of our fellow citizens. So we're going to do all we can to be that type of community, and we're going to do it in a networking fashion with our nonprofits brothers and sisters. They are the people that are serving the persons every day. They're a remarkable group. They have a remarkable array of different types of services our nonprofits do. We visit them, they visit us, and we're going to get more and more closely aligned with them and their needs. In terms of our human services internal department, we want to be a health and well workplace as well as a health and well community. We also will recognize the diversity of our community, and we want to be respectful of everyone, and we have EEO training, diversity training. We need to be leaders and good managers, and that's a lot of internal training we're doing now. Our fire department is right there for you, you know, in the time of need. Their emergency management plan is ongoing. They have a great deal of effort going out in different types of training activities. There's just a wonderful group of things. Our finance people, they are just solid like a rock. The last budget work has been exquisite. They have taken on some very difficult endeavors in terms of a $4,900,000 bond issuance. They've moved our banking services to our Muskoma Savings here locally. Muskoma Savings are now our partner in helping us with our banking needs. We've been implementing water and sewer service rates, and we'll be talking more about that. When we go into all this, it all starts with the puzzle on outcomes, and that's what lies ahead of us. We're taking it up a notch. I've said that this is Lebanon Work Plan 2013. It's really a Work Plan 2.0. Every year we're going to be looking at the next level, Work Plan 3.0, et cetera, et cetera. We're all about excellent planning. We're all about economic vitality. We're all about self-sufficient individuals and families, and we're all together. We want to become more unified and more respectful of everything that's good about our community. We want to be sound stewards physically, and we want to make sure that resources are given are only those you're willing to provide and only those that are affordable, and that they work to build on our strengths. Those are important aspects. Our public safety departments are extremely important. We want a safe, and we want a less risky work environment and living environment for all of us who live here. Bottom line, we're all about sustainability and becoming a sustainable community. The vision of Lebanon has been set by the council. It's very, very wonderful vision. The city of Lebanon must become a model for a balanced and desirable sustainable community, preserving its New England rural character, smartly managing its growth and urbanization as the hub of the Upper Valley micropolitan area. And we must meet the needs of those present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. That vision is truly uplifting, and we're committed to it here at the City of Lebanon, and we need to do it in partnership with each one of you as citizens and people that run our businesses, our community. We want to be in partnership with you. I'm going to run through some of our outcomes. The green outcome is, everything's green. Green is like new. It's forward looking. We're leaning forward. And the green stands for excellent planning. And our excellent planning effort is that we're looking at how we communicate. The city communication plan is just robust. This is we're looking to this whole year of 2013. We're going to have listening sessions and conversations, and we're going to have some what was called village, or you could call them neighborhood meetings. These are going to be having local sponsors in the neighborhoods. We're going to have people out. It's going to be, we hope it's a festival of engagement by people. This is going to be a wonderful occasion. We're looking forward to that. We have an economic vitality exchange that's been created now thanks to the leadership of the Chamber of Commerce and the City Council of Lebanon. And it'll be composed of 7 representatives from the for-profit and business sectors and some of our key organizations in our community, plus of the leadership from the Chamber, joining myself and our Planning and Zoning Director, and 3 of our council members, Georgia Tuttle, and Nicole Corman and Bruce Bronner. We're all going to have a conversation every month, and we're going to be focused on economic vitality. We're going to be focused on what it is, what it appears to be, what's the data, and we're going to focus on what's the definition of that, and then how do we unify as a community, respecting all the diversity we have, hearing the voices we have, having the conversations that are needed, and come to some collective understanding and unified approach to a preferred future for economic vitality in our community. It means many things. It means that we have to have balance. It means that we help in terms of the day and for those who follow us in next generations tomorrow. Economic vitality will be very interesting. We have some really remarkable sectors represented in that private mix, from the hospitality industry to the manufacturing. We have some really wonderful manufacturing corporations and businesses going on in our community. Our healthcare cluster is amazing, amazing. From all the different types of healthcare clusters we have, from a world-class start at the Hitchcock Medical Center to a wonderful hospital here in Allstate Peck, and all the different physicians and health service delivery systems and special service medical needs that are met by delivery systems in our community. I'm excited about the Citizen Academy. That'll be a big outcome. It'll begin this year and follow next year. We're going to look at City 101. We're going to invite 30 of our residents or so to join us in the dialogue and conversations, and it's going to be very intimate and very enjoyable, and it's going to be quite a learning experience for all of us. We'll tackle the initial topics of really what the structure of the city is all about. What's the ABCs of all that we do business, all these different layers and interests that we have, from the city council to our various committees. Our committees need participation. We're interested in having as many people as possible participate, become alternates on the committees, join the committees, get on a list to become a member of the committee, get involved, come to the committee meetings, come to the council meetings. These are great opportunities to get involved with your community. The Citizen Academy will also talk about our fine public safety frontline and what they're doing, and they'll go into the depth of our excellent planning, which is a very intense effort that's going to go from now into 2030 and beyond. We're in the midst of being really a vibrant process in terms of our planning and zoning efforts with regard to the efforts that we have ahead of us. We're looking at defining neighborhoods, villages, the different aspects. People already know. The definition is there. That's wonderful because Lebanon already knows what its communities are, its neighborhoods, its villages. And we want to address that, and we want to look at performance for sustainability in all those different villages, communities, neighborhoods. We want to adapt in the green area our different situations with regard to open space and recreational planning. There's so much more. Trying to redefine the energy footprint of the city is a great big outcome. You know, how are we going to live in a land and in a world that has the energy needs and yet the energy sources, and what's the best and most highest best type of use of energy that's available to our community? You know, we got to find various ways of moving people and things from place to place. The multimodal kinds of approaches, and there shouldn't be a loaded word. It just means that there's different ways of getting from here to there. You know, whether it's vehicles, whether it's rail, whether it's air, whether it's walking, whether it's biking, you know, what are all the possibilities? And let's do it in an integrated, coordinated access management approach. The Muskoma Greenway is one of the great big outcomes we have. It's to join with our Mechanic Street project to link West Lebanon and downtown West Lebanon and downtown Lebanon. And it's a great opportunity for an integrated plan. There's a lot of wonderful volunteers on the Muskoma Greenway putting money and sweat equity into the project. We're going to have a coordinated engineering plan with regards to its construction. It'll be a pathway for our future and our connectivity between our different sectors of our community. We want to get high performance out of the land we have. So if we have existing infrastructure already in place, that's where we should be seeking for that performance. We should not be spreading out in urban sprawl, and that increases costs without a return. So we need to figure that out with our private sector partners and our nonprofit partners on how that best might be achieved. We'll be looking comprehensively at the airport, as I said earlier. I hope to make that one of the best plans ever. I hope to be a model for a small city airport discussion. And it's much more than an airport. It is more the whole sector of our community as it connects between the businesses, the streets, how people are driving, how we're flying out of here, what are the needs for that, and how are the surrounding businesses, how's the economics of it, how's the physical analysis of it, how's the environmental impact of it. We must be good neighbors with each other and respectful of each other, and we must engage each other in that kind of conversation. The quality engineering that we must have is very important in all that we do. There's a lot of infrastructure on the horizon. In our public safety area, our public works is really concerned about the quality of the water, the quality of how we dispose of wastewater. Our plants are constantly being monitored. We're using more and more technology in terms of modernizing, we're upgrading, but there will still be some infrastructure needs on the horizon. So all this is about the good engineering that must take place to protect our infrastructure and to serve the public safety, to ensure that if you drink water in Lebanon, if we have disposal of wastewater, that we do it in a very high quality performance way. I think when, in addition to the green, there are these really interesting ideas of economic vitality, and that's often called our gold. But we are supportive. The public sector is a supportive area for that. The leaders are in the private sector on that, and that's why we're engaging in the economic vitality exchange and looking to the chamber and doing listening tours with the businesses, because that's where the expertise and knowledge is with regard to economic vitality. It's all about balance. It's all about doing the right thing. It's about good jobs. It's about the right kind of opportunities that could be available here in our community. Partner building and realigning our community development is very important, but it has to be a complete partnership. The area that, in addition to the gold areas, our libraries are an essential part of everything, and we consider them community centers of communities. They're great places to go. You'll see all kinds of things going on there, from care for reading programs for children to adult reading programs, to new and different programming that's always occurring there. We have a number of special events in our community, and you've seen a lot of them, whether they're the Shamrock Shuffle or they're the Storrs Hill. These are unique. These are very unique things, and we have to encourage, to nurture, and try our best to continue to figure ways of upgrading and making vital and sustainable all the uses we have for recreational purposes. With regard to our what is called Purple, it's really all about self-sufficiency. We want everyone to be successful. We want everyone to be in a position that they'll have a life that's a balanced life. You know, where you're meeting the person's basic physical needs, you're meeting the person's needs for learning. You make sure everyone's is able to have meaning in their lives and leave a legacy. You want to make sure that everyone that we have can do all these things. And the only way that is going to happen is with all three sectors, the private sector, the nonprofit sector, and the public sector, must work together and must recognize each other's role and play that part together. In the last few minutes, I could talk a great deal in these outcomes about what's happening with regards to physical sustainability. Lynn Jarvie is our financial director and our great leader. We just have a wonderful group of people working in the finance department. We have a high priority to figure out a 3-year pilot program where we'll look at, instead of 1 year, we'll look broader. We'll look 3 years out. We'll kind of examine how we can be a sustainable city, and we'll do it in a pilot. And a pilot is really what it is an opportunity to explore the ideas that will allow Lebanon to be sustainable. And we're not going to put us in any boxes or any blind alleys. We're going to allow opportunity for flexibility. We're going to judge things based on measuring and data. These things are really important in terms of finances. We're going to look on how we spend money and if we can provide it with more value. There is going to be a need for figuring out how we have a revenue stream in a state that's so property tax based. Property tax based has a lot of stability in it, but it doesn't have much flexibility in it, and especially for a hub city where we have a smaller population and we have a certain number of parcels, but we have a much greater demand under the micropolitan ebb and flow of. I think it's a very significant population, 176,000 people in the micropolitan area, and 35,000 to 40,000 coming in and out of Lebanon all day. Those figures mean there's a lot of demand for services. There's costs. We need differing revenue streams, and I'm not sure the help is not coming from Concord. It's probably not coming from DC. It's coming from us. And it's coming from all of us, every one of us, every business, every nonprofit, every governmental entity here in our community. We have to come together and help ourselves. And we have to figure out different ways of funding these important endeavors. Finally, our public safety leaders. We've seen public safety leaders in crisis. We see them day to day. Best of all, we see them that they're the persons we can trust. You see something, you say something. They're the school resource officers. There's the people that doing fire extinguisher training. These outcomes that are coming upon us is all about having a sense of safety, livability, desirability, reliability. These are things we all want to do, and we're going to use the best technology we have with some of the best officers, fire and police you could imagine, and we're going to continue to support them. We want to be, we always want to be the best in class in a lot of things we do. We know we have limitations to resources, so therefore citizens have to be a partner with their public safety officials. We want to improve two-way streets of communication and citizens' awareness of things such as an emergency preparation kit. You know, we all have to be prepared for the first 72 hours of situations like whether they're hurricanes or ice storms or sudden man-made disaster, or we just have a situation where we just have to pull together. That's so unexpected. And so the first 72 hours, let's get prepared. And we're going to try to help and support those. We're going to get prepared. We want everyone to get prepared. And we want everyone, I mean all three sectors and all the individuals that live here. As I close, youth is important to us. The youth is, you know, the vital part of our community. It's part of the sustainability. Because we say we want to do what's good for today, but we also want to be good for tomorrow. We want to acknowledge our youth in our community. Those who are at risk are, we want to have recreational programs that provide them opportunities and alternatives. We want to be respectful of the youth. There's some really wonderful youth leadership, and we want to involve them in our community, and we want to involve them in things like our Citizen Academy. These are things to come. They're the important part for our future. So for us, the youth of our community is extremely important outcome we must be concerned with. With that, we just want to end our presentation with that. Outcomes are meant to be reality on the ground. Not, you know, words are cheap. You know, the deeds are what is important. We have to put deeds at work. We need to measure that. We need to state that, and so that it might be judged fairly on the facts of the matter, fact-based, data-based. These are things that we want to supply, and then that to our citizens so they can give feedback and suggestions, because collectively we all have better thinking going on. The synergy of that will always produce better decision making, better policy, better cities, better communities, and we'll just be better ourselves if we think that in those terms. Let's all do something to influence a better way of life in Lebanon. And I look forward to implementing these outcomes as part of this collaboration in the team of people living here in Lebanon. Thank you again. I hope the merry month of May. Someone put a May basket on my door the other day. That's a Midwestern tradition to have a May basket. And surprisingly enough, it turned out to be Mayor Tuttle that put a May basket on my door. My dogs didn't even detect Mayor Tuttle, which shows that Mayor Tuttle is light on her feet. She's one hell of a hockey player too, I'm sure. So anyway, it's good to have a mayor like her. It's good to have a council like I have to work with, and it's certainly great to have residents like you to work for. So thank you, and have a great May, a merry month of May. Bye now.